I'm going to give you other examples. Here we don't insure, I have insured, but here, that stupid insurance that they have of if the plane falls down, your family will get 50 million, or 100 million. I think that's stupid insurance. Correct? I have the same probability of falling in a plane than a lightning grabbing me. Que me coja el rayo, con un rayo, es más o menos la misma probabilidad que yo me caiga en un rayo. So that is a sure bet. But in other parts of the world, for example, in Europe, you can insure, like my cousin. I have another British family. I have, from my dad's side, I have, my family comes from England. And I have a lot of family that lives in Liverpool, especially. So my cousin that comes every year from Liverpool, last time she came, she was like, I don't know, okay. So we went out, I'm like, okay, no, I invite you. Say, well, you're inviting? Yeah, a bottle, food. I'm like, whoa. So what did you do that you're inviting so much? She was inviting everyone. I'm like, oh, I just got 400 euros. You're like, what? You just got 400 euros? Yeah. You see, I took an insurance that if I had a connection in Miami. I went England, Miami. I made a connection in Miami and then came to Colombia. And I got an insurance that if the connection took more than 3 hours, they paid me 400 euros. I paid 15 euros for it, and if it's late, or 10 euros, and if it's late, they paid me 400 euros, and they paid me 400 euros. That's it. Imagine that here with Avianca. We'll have a big issue, especially in December. Everybody getting insurances and getting a lot of money. Yeah, that it doesn't work, correct? Other things. I have a friend from Germany, and his Brazilian friends and Colombian friends, when they come to Colombia, they buy a very expensive laptop in the airport. They insure it in the airport. They come to Colombia. Hey, mom, I brought you a laptop. Here's a present, your Christmas present. Then they go back to Europe and they say, you know what? I lost it. And they give them a new one. Nobody asks. Correct? Because the German doesn't do that. Who does that? The Brazilian, the one from Ecuador, the Colombian, Latin American. All my Latin American friends does it. Oh, German friends, not even one. No one does it. Correct? They don't do it. They go out, they have family probably in France or Spain, and they don't do it. Who does it? We have a different mentality. And I say it's the discovery mentality, la mentalidad del descubrimiento. Es la misma mentalidad que trajeron los conquistadores acá. ¿Cuál es la mentalidad? Uy, una billetera, la descubrí. Entonces se descubrió la billetera. Todo lo que encuentran por ahí lo descubrieron. Entonces, como lo descubrieron, y esa es la mentalidad. Now, there's a very interesting thing about insurance. Why don't we insure? Colombia is supposed to be a very tough country. Like my friends say, hey, you have your things insured? No? What? Colombia is super dangerous. No, Colombia is super dangerous. So people think that Colombia is dangerous, and in general, it might be a little thing more dangerous in certain parts of the world. And no one insured their things. They didn't insure your house, correct? If you go to the coast, for example, they have different. Here in Bogotá, they insure their cars. But you go to the coast, 2% of the population have their car insured. No one insures their car. In Cartagena, people don't insure their cars. Like, if I hit my car, I pay by myself. And that's it. That's how people work. So they have different mentalities. Which is the place where they have the highest suicide rate in the world?
Sweden. Norway.
Switzerland.
Canada.
Switzerland.
No,
Sweden. Japan. Those have high suicide. You should ask yourself. But the average in Switzerland and Sweden, the average salary for somebody is $40,000. So why? In psychology, psychologists have studied the factor and why people have more suicide rates. You see, in Latin America, we have what is called a different tolerance to situations. So we hear, ataque guerrillero, 2 muertos, nada más fueron 2. That's how we think, nada más fueron 2. In France, that happened, people go out in the street, 2 people were dead, and we don't do that. Correct? We have a different tolerance to certain things. And that big tolerance is because throughout our lives, we have known personally or other people, and we have had good and bad times. That means we have gone good, or we know people that have gone good or bad, and we have seen it. Correct? So if we have gone like this, that means our tolerance is like this. But when you have a life in which your tolerance rate, your comfort zone is this. Your girlfriend leaves you and you throw yourself from the last story of Colpatria, correct? So that is why, because the tolerance to situation, because they haven't lived it throughout their life. Whatever, I lose my job, let me kill myself, and so they kill themselves. My girlfriend left me, throw myself to the room, and they throw themselves to the room. So it's a different concept, correct? It's a different concept. Why? Because their tolerance to situations is much, much low. We understand that because we see it. We see every day different things that occur. We see violence, we see things. So we have very large tolerance. And that large tolerance makes us don't need insurance. Oh, I don't need insurance. People don't need insurance. Well, I don't need insurance. Why? Because we feel secure. Even though we might be more secure than other parts of the world. Bogotá is much more secure, for example, than New York. New York right now, at this moment, is one of the safest cities in the world. Look for it. In the last 7-8 years. In the 80s, it was insecure because it was a crack problem. But after 9/11, New York became one of the most secure cities in the world. I think it's number 3 in the world. Número 3. They say, what, New York? That's too large city. They have too many neighborhoods. They have so many things. How can it be so secure? It is. It is very secure. The crime rate is very, very low. The robbery rate is very, very low. Why? Lower than Miami, lower than LA, lower than every other one. Why? Something occurred. People or mentalities change because of situations. Our mentalities have changed because of certain violence that we have seen. Correct? I think our mentality should have changed a little bit more. But our mentality changed. The same happened, for example, in New York. Mentalities changed because of situations. After 9/11, and this, many of my New York friends, I have a lot of friends in New York. Well, I'm from New York, and I have a lot of friends in New York. My sister lives there, family, etc. And what happened after 9/11? People they change their attitude towards others. Why? Because everyone had somebody that was, or they knew someone that were in the towers. So 2,000 something people died, and people started to think about, hey, so now you go to New York and people are like, hey, what? Hey, are you lost? Yeah. Where are you going? And you're like, who's this guy? And people are kinder to others, correct? It's different, for example, here, than, for example, in the coast. Here in Bogotá, if you fall down the street, nobody will help you.
Here?
No one helps you. I know that because I've seen many cases. One of the cases, a guy got an epilepsy attack in front of me. Very suited guy from the same. I had seen him walking around, and he got on the stairs of the building where I used to work with Paroli, right there. And everybody was like, "Oh!" Passing, like, "Hey, what happened?" And so I went to the guy, I grabbed him, and a friend of mine was with me, and we helped him out. Nobody cares. Why? Nobody cares. Nobody, like, what's that on me? No me temen problemas. That's what people generally say. And that attitude is not the correct attitude. And that's what changed in New York. New York is incredible. It's incredible. The last time, because I remember New York, I go to New York generally. Now I'm going more frequent, but before I went spaced after a while. And I have seen how it changed. A big city like New York, same population almost like Bogotá. Bogotá has a little less, but it's not very different in population than Bogotá. With a totally different attitude towards life. Why? Because of an event. We should take the events that occur to us, correct, that we see, and change the way we treat others. And you'll see, this would be a better Bogotá. Correct? It would be a better Bogotá. So we have to think about that. So, minimum coverage. All this. The minimum thing that they insure. Each insurance have their minimum coverage. So some insurance in the minimum coverage they have terrorism. In Colombia, generally, minimum coverage includes terrorism. Include terrorism. In other parts of the world, it doesn't include terrorism. In the United States now includes terrorism as well. Minimum coverage includes terrorism. Correct? Earthquakes, landslides, whatever, tsunamis. Well, we don't have a tsunami in Bogota. So, minimum coverage, every insurance has their minimum coverage. And then we have lack of delivery. Now, what is lack of delivery? Falta de entrega. In Colombia, we have three types of robbery. Hurto. ¿Cuáles son los tres tipos de hurto? ¿Cuáles son? Los tres tipos de hurto. Simple, calificado. Haven't you heard tell hurto calificado? And hurto agravado. Agravado. ¿Nunca se han preguntado qué es un hurto calificado? Lo han escuchado como miles de veces me falta curiosidad. Yo sí soy súper curioso. Yo apenas celular. ¿Qué es eso? Ah, ya. Pues aprendo. Hurto simple. I have my lighter on the table. Correct? Then she comes and say, the lighter looks nice. And I'm going out, and she comes and pass. She comes and pass, and she does this. Places it in her pocket, and she goes. That was hurto simple. What they did to me here in this university. Students. Porque me hicieron estudiante en esta universidad. La única universidad, o sea, de todas las que he dictado, que me han robado.
Nunca no me pasa nada.
Aquí. I was like, what? How much is the semester? You're gonna steal my cellular phone? It was stupid. Yeah, my cellular phone, I had bought it in Germany when I went, and it was a cell phone that didn't exist here in Colombia. And okay, incredible. But I placed my cellular phone here. I went out of the class. I said, hey, it's like I went outside there. And I said, hey, you know what? My cellular phone. When I came back, another class we're entering already. So I came and said, anybody saw a cellular phone? No. Nobody? I asked the professor asked. We tried to call. Lost. It had to be or my students or the other students. I don't think the professor stole the cellular phone. Correct? The professor might have stolen it. I don't think so. He was an old guy. I don't think so. Okay. So yes, the only time I have been robbed in a university here was here. So.
¿Y calificado?
Huh?
¿Calificado?
Hurto calificado. Same lighter. I placed it in my car. No. I placed it in my car. Then she comes, and she says, hire her the lighter in the car. And she breaks the glass. Boom, she breaks the glass, put her hand inside the car to get out, and she takes it away. That is called hurto calificado. There's a violent access to the property. They enter your house, or there's a violation of private property, or violation, or breaking your house, or breaking your lock, or breaking your things. That is called hurto calificado, or entering private property. Somebody entered private property to rob. That's hurto calificado because they're doing it in private property. Okay? And then we have private property or breaking your car or violent access, correct? And then we have hurto agravado. Hurto agravado is when there's physical or psychological intimidation. Never mind if you say, I'm going to kill you, y no tienes nada. Es hurto agravado. Why? Because there's a threat to your personal security. Correct? Una amenaza a tu seguridad personal, que sea real, porque el tipo tiene un cuchillo o no tiene nada. Pero ¿qué? Te intimidó. That is called hurto agravado. And the law states that each one has different amount of time, different processes, different things. Okay? So, those are the type of robbery in Colombia, for you guys to know what's calificado, what's agravado, what's the other one. So, falta de entrega can be because of hurto, or just got lost, se perdió en el mar, ya sabe, se cayó, se perdió. Lack of delivery is that the product did not arrive, que no llegó. ¿Por qué? Puede ser por robo, por caída al mar, por cualquier cosa. Puede haber otras razones. No, es que le cayó un rally y lo tumbó.